This is it, the season finale of one of the most exciting television events of the year. Survivor South Africa, Philippines, live from the mother city, Cape Town. It is here tonight where we will announce the winner of this season of Survivor South Africa. In an exciting season of firsts, our contestants have taken the greatest game on earth to the next level. Survivor, the most exciting social experiment on television. For 18 South African castaways, the adventure of a lifetime started 37 days ago in the Philippines.
First day on Survivor is a lot like losing your virginity. A hell of a nervous, but mostly excited, and the only thing on your mind is you hope you last longer than you thought.
From the first tribal council, they were ready to outwit and outplay.
Cross the line, but let the chips fall where they may.
Tribe has spoken. Tribe splits, tribe shuffles, and idle plays
My idol.
led to big characters.
I'm not the bus driver, I built the bus.
Snake.
And even bigger plays in the game.
The only way any of us can win R1 million is if he goes home tonight.
Look at you. I cannot believe that Tom will betray Werner.
He's going to schnei us, so why not schnei him back?
The tribe has spoken. Only 3 are left. Annalise,
We have men that...
the businesswoman, caterer and mother of 2, has been a force to be reckoned with. Starting out as part of the Big Five Alliance,
I think I'm the lion. As one does.
she fell in the minority after the tribe split.
Oh, it was terrible.
But through her ingratiating personality, focused gameplay and cooking skills,
I've not been this happy since I've been on this island.
stayed ahead of the curve, making friends as she continued.
This is a man. I haven't seen a man since my husband.
After the tribe shuffle, Annalise and Werner became the ringleaders of the very influential Luzon Core Alliance, Katunka, which saw her advance through the votes.
Ideally, we need to get Werner out. And the jury will respect that.
Now, with her closest alliance member Werner removed from the game,
It's a strange feeling to be out of control. I hate it.
the only thing standing between Annalise and the title of sole survivor is one more challenge of focus. Jean.
Make fire, catch a fish, treat yourself, and then win Survivor.
The Survivor's superfan radio producer has been an underdog from day one.
I know I'm short, I know I'm chubby, but people love me anyway.
After being saved from the first vote on Mindanao, she found herself under the protection of the Luzon Alliance, using Werner as a shield.
I like you, and I think you're a nice guy. If I stick close by Werner, that means that the target is less on me and more on him.
After merge, Jean stuck with Werner, Annalise and Katunka, playing a very close to her chest game,
If we protect him as long as we can, that means people will focus on him.
building a solid relationship with her close alliance members, including Tom.
I will go to battle for this man right now because he actually is helping people.
After Katunka's exit, Jean came to the fore, winning individual immunity in the biggest challenge to date. Jean wins individual immunity, proving that she is a force of nature in the game of Survivor.
Jean-Michel has a 1 in 3 shot.
Now, with only 2 people between her and the R1 million, Jean is ready for the endgame. Tom.
You're a problem child.
No!
Former anti-poaching unit commander started the game playing with honesty and integrity,
I think trust and honor is very important to me.
but making enemies with his brash personality.
Can we do this tomorrow, or can you guys do it somewhere else because I'm looking after the fun?
His desire for acceptance and affirmation,
I am a kind of person that seeks validation all the time.
coupled with his survivalist instincts, saw Tom stay in the game whilst keeping his tribe's bellies full.
Somebody needs to clean fish.
So proud.
After the tribe split, Tom and his closest ally Shanae found themselves in a tribe with Vusi and Tom's arch enemy Palesa.
And I'm actually not interested in being around you anymore.
Well, then go home then.
Oh, you go home.
After putting their differences aside, the Visayas 4 made it all the way to merge. But with Shanae joining Vusi and Palesa, Tom was man alone on the merged tribe,
Do you trust me?
I do. Do you trust me?
I don't know anymore.
where Werner pulled him into the Luzon Alliance.
You've got enemies? I'll take them out one by one.
After the votes that saw the former Visayas exit, Tom proved he was a player in the game, winning challenges, but realizing that staying true to your word is not as easy as it seems in the game of Survivor.
Taking Banner will sink your game. You will not beat Banner.
Werner.
The change is where I'm no longer challenging myself. Now I want to win the game.
And now the final 3 will face off in their last immunity challenge to determine who gets to final 2 and who goes along with them. Who has what it takes to win the world's greatest game? Which one of them will outlast the others to win the title of Sole Survivor? We're about to find out. The Survivor SA Philippines season finale starts now.
Ding dong, the Don is gone. Yay! Oh. He is a snake. He did lie to me.
About what? Voting for Tom?
Yeah.
I told you he was lying to you.
Yes. But did he tell you guys that?
No, he told us we were voting for Annalise. He played a fantastic game. And somebody who played a fantastic game got voted out by somebody who was naively following him around. He had to go. Well done, Tom. How do you feel?
Nah, I feel like
You don't have to.
I promise you.
I think I saw respect from the jury tonight.
yeah, but I didn't do it for their respect.
No, I know, but they have to give somebody R1 million, and so you kind of do need to do something they respect.
Still got to get through tomorrow, girls.
No, I know that.
Jeez.
I know that.
Those 2, if one of them win tomorrow and they get to pick who's going with, I don't think it's going to be me. So I don't really have a choice. I've got to win tomorrow, otherwise I'm screwed. And then my betrayal was for nothing, and that would make it suck even worse.
Focus is the key if you want to make final 2. If you don't drop the ball, you'll decide who sits next to you.
Tremail tells us there's a final 2. There will be the last immunity challenge today.
Are you hungry?
I am.
Okay, I'll put some rice on.
What do you think, Johnny?
Oh, hello.
What you say, rice is a swear word in my mind. If I win this immunity, it's going to be an exceptionally difficult decision to make because I don't know who I can beat more easily than the other person.
I hope it's something I can do today.
What a game. Can you believe that we made it to the final 3?
Yeah.
And very possibly make it to the final 2.
Final 2, that's massive. That's where I want to be today. So I'm going to just do whatever I can. Dig very deep. I'm going to give my absolute everything today.
Oh, yeah. Once I'm in position, that's me. We've got our final immunity challenge now. And after this, I don't have many hours left to think this thing through. That's if I make it. But I can promise you though, once I start that challenge, I won't give up for anything.
Come on in, guys. Are you guys ready to get to your final immunity challenge for the season?
Yes.
First things first, Jean, I'll take that back.
I'd love it back later, thanks, Nick.
If you want it back, you have to win it. For one last time, individual immunity is up for grabs. You guys ready to get to it?
Yeah.
On my go, each of you will drop a ball down a metal chute. It will spiral downwards and drop out at the bottom where you have to catch it with one arm tied behind your back. Then you have to drop it back in the chute. Every time it passes an alternating section, it will change direction. As time goes by, we'll add more balls to your chute system and it'll become harder to keep them in play. If at any point your balls hit the ground, you are out of this challenge. The last person to keep all their balls in play wins this challenge and individual immunity, a guaranteed seat at that final tribal council. And you'll get to pick who sits there with you. And you'll also get to eliminate one member of the jury.
Yeah. Sure.
That person will not attend the final tribal council, will not have an influence on the jury, and will not cast a vote for the winner of this season of Survivor.
I didn't expect that.
Makes it an odd number.
Yeah, clever.
Huge stakes in this challenge.
Yeah.
You guys ready to get to it?
Yes.
Hell yes.
Let's draw for spots and we'll do it. Playing for final immunity. Survivors ready? Go! This is a simple challenge, but it gets more complicated as time progresses. Soon we'll be adding more balls. It'll be harder. Don't let the sound lull you. Keep your focus. Start thinking about your second ball. I'm going to give you a 5-second countdown, then you need to introduce your second ball into your play. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and everybody, now 2 balls in the system. Suddenly, this game is intensified. You need more focus, more concentration. Timing is everything. Make sure you think about that. Watch out for the hypnotic effect of this game. Keep your focus. It is time to start thinking about that third ball. I'm going to count you in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Annalise, Jean, and Tom have 3 balls going, 3 balls in play, and suddenly things change. Tom is out of this challenge. Down to Jean and Annalise battling it out. Annalise is out. Jean wins immunity.
I love this game. Obviously, not my thing.
Well done, chicken.
Unbelievable. Well done.
Jean, the way to play this game is to bring it when it counts. And you've done that. Congratulations, you win the final immunity. Come and get it.
Well played, chicken. Second time, baby.
One more time, individual immunity for Jean. You will be sitting at that final tribal council. You also choose who sits next to you. Another big decision to make is which of the jury members you'll be voting off. So, lots of things to think about. Annalise, Tom, you have the afternoon to make your case to Jean if you choose to do that. And I'll see you guys later at Tribal Council. Off we go. Well done.
Well played, one.
This win came with monumental decisions. I knew that I wanted to be the one to make them know. I knew that I needed to be the one in control.
live in the Mother City, Cape Town at Silverline Studios for the season finale of Survivor SA Philippines. It's already buzzing backstage because we have all our castaways here. Look at that. Your pre-merge evictees looking good and clean and oh so wonderful. Look at that. We also have our jury in the house waiting in anticipation. All of them smelling so good for a change. So we've got our amazing cast. Now all we need is a fantastic set. I think you're going to like what we've done. Look at that. All the way from the Philippines, we brought some of it back to make everyone feel just a little bit more at home. On stage, we have Jean, Tom, and Annelies, our final three waiting in anticipation. And last, but most certainly not least, we have a massive studio audience. We'll be chatting to the entire cast a little later on, but for now, it is time to get back to the island. So this is where we're at in the show. Jean has just won her second individual immunity as well as an advantage in the game. And we're off to Tribal Council where she needs to make some very important decisions. Who will Jean take to the final Tribal Council? Who will she choose to have sitting next to her? And who will she vote out of the jury? It is time to find out. You are watching the season finale of Survivor SA Philippines.
Ladies, today might be my last day on this island, so I'm gonna go and do some snorkeling.
Do it, bro.
Amazing.
Enjoy, man. Yesterday's immunity allowed me to vote the biggest threat out of the game and get some respect from the jury. And today's one allows me to choose who I take and sit next to in the final Tribal Council where I plead my case for R1 million. And to be honest with you, I like my chances against both of them. I think I can argue stronger than Annelies can and Tom can.
So you got to vote a member of the jury or?
Yo, I think either way, I would probably vote Vanner out.
I would think it's the safest for everyone.
I just don't know where his head is at. If I sit next to Tom or if I sit next to you, is he going to blame me for going out and then hold it against me? Is he going to celebrate the fact that I made a big move?
Yeah.
You just don't know. Van and I have been together on a beach since day one. And I have seen enough to know that he's dangerous if he's against you. And at the moment, I just don't know if he is. And that's dangerous too. I think I'll take the Don out.
I think well, you've already taken the Don out.
I think I'll take him out again. Okay, if Tom goes up against me, Lucy won't vote for Tom. Kalesa won't vote for Tom. Shanae won't vote for Tom. The pros for Tom are that he started out with this merge with a lot of people disliking him. Shanae, Busi, Palesa. But then it kind of turns, and I don't know where PK stands, and I don't know where Tony stands. Busi might vote for Annelies. Palesa might vote for Annelies. Shanae might vote for Annelies. Tony, I have no idea. So the pros and cons with Annelies are that she is super nice. A really lovable mother nature about her. And she's played that nurturing role to a lot of people. Look, the decisions have been heavy to make today, but I think I like my odds against both of them.
You know how much my word means to me. And I take it very seriously when I give it. I broke it the other night to Werner to further my game. The rest of my game sort of lies with you now. Please take that into consideration when you make your decision.
Please don't make me go back on my word. I'm a man of my word. You know how much that means to me. Some Vanna tendencies. If you don't do this, you were, you know. Now I feel like I was a bit bullied into it.
I'm not trying to bully you into anything.
That's what it felt like.
I'm sorry, that's really not how I meant it at all. Okay.
Some Vanna tendencies right there.
If it's any consolation, I do wish I hadn't said anything.
If Tom had kept his mouth shut between now and us walking out of here to Tribal Council, he would have guaranteed himself a spot, final 2, and a chance to win R1 million. But he's annoyed me so much with his Vanna tendencies of bullying. I just need 4 solid votes. And I think I have them.
Now bring in the members of the jury. Busi, Shanae, Alessa, Tony, PK, Katinka, and Werner voted out at the last Tribal Council.
Good luck, guys.
Check how smooth he looks.
Who's he?
Jean, back-to-back immunity wins. That's how everybody here wanted their end game to go. Essentially, you get to decide the fate of the 2 people sitting next to you. Who sits with you at that final Tribal Council? Was that a tough decision?
The toughest decision you'll make on Survivor is who to sit next to. There's so many things that come into play. The game that they've played, the people that they are, the friends that they have on the jury, the story that they have to tell. It is the hardest decision you have to make, but it's also the most important one. Because if you make the wrong decision, you cost yourself R1 million. And that title of Sole Survivor, which is exceptionally important to me.
Annelies, most people who come into this game don't have a clue what they're in for until they get to, you know, a day or 2 in, and then they realize this is something else. Did you come in here saying, I'm going to win this thing, or I don't know how I'm going to get through this?
For me to sit here tonight is like an honor. I mean, I've really fought to get here from down, up, down, up, down, up. I first thought I'm really bad, then I realized they're really good. So I'm feeling better about myself now.
Tom.
I learned a lot about people and hopefully a bit about conflict resolution in certain ways. What I learned about myself is that I'm not made out of glass, and that whatever the elements throw at me or whatever I come across, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to make it. I am a survivor.
Jean, do you need any more information to make your decision tonight?
No, the more information that comes at me, the harder this becomes, because you just don't know. And you write the wrong one down, it's goodbye to your dreams.
Well, the 3 of you have lasted 38 days in this game. Unfortunately for one of you, it comes to an end tonight. It is time to vote. You cannot vote for Jean because she has immunity. Tom and Annelies, you can't vote for one another because your votes cancel each other out. That means Jean, you're the only person voting tonight. I'll get the vote. Once the vote is read, the decision is final. The person voted out must join the jury immediately. I'll read the vote. The 15th person voted out of Survivor SA Philippines and the 8th member of our jury. Annelies. Annelies, you need to bring me a torch. Annelies, the tribe has spoken. Jean, Tom, congratulations. You are the final two.
Good job, Bill.
Thanks, buddy.
In addition to winning immunity, Jean also earned the right to eliminate one member of the jury.
Wow.
Cape Town, where Annelies has just been voted out. Annie, no. That must be so tough to watch back. What does it feel like coming so close you can taste it?
It's absolutely terrible. I've been in that position so many times, as we know, and you imagine it and you think maybe, and I had a little trust and hope that it wouldn't be me, but it's surreal when I'm not going to cry tonight, but I'm going to go home and cry.
No, you're not. You're not going to cry. And I tell you what, I don't want to talk about you being voted out. I want to talk about something else, because I think everyone will agree with me. You are by far our most positive castaway this season, maybe in the history of Survivor. You're always smiling. No matter what this game throws at you, you've always got that big, beautiful smile on your face. Oh, you like that back home?
Yeah, I smile when I'm happy, I smile when I'm crying.
I know you've got your family in the house. I want to ask them, family, Annelies' family, is she like this back home? Where are you guys? There you are. She's like that, she smiles like that and everything.
She's always like that.
Well, Annelies, thank you for lighting up our screen every time you were there. Thank you so much for that. It is time to get back and find out who Jean is going to vote off the jury. Here it is. Jean, you have another vote to cast. In addition to winning immunity, Jean also earned the right to eliminate one member of the jury.
Wow.
That person will not attend the final tribal council, will not get to address the final two, and that person will not cast a vote for the winner of this season. Jean? Come and grab the urn and get to it.
I'm gonna have a heart attack, I swear. Jeez, that's heavy.
I'll get the vote. I'll read the vote. Werner. Werner, I'm afraid you have to leave.
Sorry, buddy.
Jean, Tom, you've done everything you absolutely can to bring you to where you are right now. From this point, all the power shifts to these guys, the jury members that you've voted out of the game. They now get to decide your fate. Enjoy your last night on the island. Grab your torches, head on out. Live from Cape Town, and this time I'm standing here with Werner, who's just had a double whammy, that is. Now,
tell me about it.
Twice in the season, voted out and then voted off the jury.
I'm allowed to stay here.
Yes, you are. We're going to keep you here for a while. Big question. Why do you think she chose you? What motivated her?
I think Jean thought that I would carry a heartbreak or a grudge from the game to the jury, and maybe possibly advocate against her.
So that's the other question. Was it a good decision she made? What would you have chosen?
Oh, to be honest, I think she made a mistake. So I played with Jean for 37 days, and so when people would say, hey, Jean, maybe your game was not visible enough, I would say, hey, I would balance that argument and say, she did play, because she played with me. She was a player, so I did bring that balance. I think she made a mistake.
It could have been a mistake. Okay, so you, without a doubt, one of our most masterful players of the season, absolutely. How tough is it for you not to be sitting at that final tribal?
Oh, to be really, really honest, Nico, the previous night I was voted out of the game. I didn't come for Final Tribal Council to vote for a winner. I wanted to sit there, so it wasn't as bad as coming out of the game, to be honest.
Well, I think a collective groan from Survivor fandom when you left the game. But it is time to get back to the island now for day 39 and that final tribal council. When you see me again, I will have those final votes. You are watching the Survivor SA Philippines season finale on Mnet Channel 101.
Congratulations. We made it all the way through. Ain't that a doozy? I'm here today in the final two because I managed to outwit, outplay and outlast. You didn't get much sleep last night.
No.
A bit of adrenaline or buyer's remorse.
Just a million thoughts a minute. When Tom said, do you have buyer's remorse? I said, you know what? I don't think I do.
Come on, Fossil.
I took that decision based on what I thought was the best way forward.
Dude, why does female have a walk?
Because we are going to have brekkies, bro. Champagne.
I wanted to show South Africa that I could survive against people, against the elements, and against hunger. I wanted to be the guy that actually went out there and did it. Day 39 is finally here. It's time to break the fast. Final two, which one of you will outwit, outplay, outlast?
Thank God this is the final day. This is the end of the game. I don't have to make any more power plays. It's just me and the jury from here on out.
Forward. Now we steer as people. My social strategy was to be the go-to guy. The guy, if you needed anything, I was there to help. Doesn't that just look heavenly? But that also brought me into the target range. Oh, I was just going to soak that all up. I almost went home. Very first tribal council that our tribe ever went to.
I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
The me now, I think a lot more before I say anything now.
Cheers.
Last day.
Final two.
I hope that the jury make their decision based purely on Survivor gameplay.
I don't believe this is going to upsize.
No, me either.
I have more of a chance of winning if they take out the emotional reasons and they maybe park that for a moment and look at my gameplay and where I've come from on the game of Survivor.
So me aligning myself next to Werner was a conscious decision to make sure that he had a bigger target on his back than me sitting right next to him in his shadow. And that I needed to ride that as long as I could so that they would pay attention to Werner and not me.
I was playing. sometimes it didn't seem that way. But it got me to where I needed to be to make the big moves when they needed to be made. My big move was slow cooking this process of just playing the 4, playing the 4, playing the 4. It's not the game that I expected, but it sure as heck is a game that worked.
"39 days. Can't believe it's here.
Good luck.
Well done.
Cheers, man. Good luck.
You too, huh? Kick ass.
You too. Good luck.
Just not mine." From the very first challenge we've ever had, I've put 100% effort into everything I've done. I outwitted, I outplayed, and I outlasted. Please reward me for that. That's all I'm asking.
I think you should vote for Jean. It's the game I'd appreciate watching. The one you didn't expect to win. But here I am.
Place your torches, grab a seat. We'll now bring in the members of the jury. Vusi, Shanae, Palesa, Tony, PK, Katinka, and Annalise voted out at the last tribal council. Jean, Tom, welcome to your final tribal council.
Thank you.
As you know, the power now shifts to these guys, the members of the jury. They now hold your fate in their hands. They have to decide which of the two of you deserve the title of sole survivor, and of course the money that goes along with it. And the topics for discussion are the 3 pillars of this game: outwit, outplay, and outlast. And here's the thing. If they don't respect your game, tonight is your last opportunity to convince them otherwise. Right, it is an open floor. The first item up for discussion, the element outwit. Jury, who's up first?
I want to start off by saying congratulations, guys, for making it this far. Like, well done, it's great.
Thanks, PK.
But when it comes to the game, though, I don't respect you. I don't think either of you deserve to even be sitting there. You've been coattailing. Is there anything which you guys have done that we can remember?
Firstly, wow. That's one way to start this off. In the beginning of this game, I found myself at the bottom of a very small alliance that broke apart very quickly. I then needed to get myself to merge so that I could align myself with something a bit more powerful, which I did. My first point of order was, I will give you my number on condition that, number 1, I don't vote for Shanae. Number 2, and number 3, that Vusi and Palesa leave before I do. And it happened exactly that way. The next was when Katinka came to me and said to me that she had this whopper idea of getting rid of Werner. But I had to wait for 3 days before I could implement that plan against Katinka, and then was my chance. I then went to Werner and we got one of the top 4 out. After that, Johnny came to me with Annalise and said, right, Werner's the target, but I am the swing vote. So if it wasn't for my vote, Werner and Annalise would have gone to fire. So I believe that there were some power moves that I made. That's 4 people that left because of me.
PK, you were there when we first arrived on the Mindanao beach, and I came in guns blazing. I came in
with this personality that I find very hard to edit. It's kind of like an alpha male, except an alpha female. And my wake-up call came when you actually wrote my name down at that first tribal council. And I knew that I might be rubbing people up the wrong way. In fact, I did have to quieten down. That was a conscious thing. I had to change the way that people were looking at me. That was me changing with the game and realizing that I didn't want to put a target on my back so early, but that's what happened. And I never went in to ride coattails. But I had to then put myself next to somebody whose target was bigger than mine. And that was where the outwit part came for me, because I had to change my social game. And I will say that not only the outwit, outlast, outplay, for me there was a fourth pillar. That fourth pillar was luck. I had a lot of luck in this game, and I will own it and say that I dodged big bullets. But my outwit was that I had to evolve.
Okay, guys.
Tom.
Yeah.
A lot of people accuse John of coattailing. I believe you did exactly the same thing. And the reason why I say that is because by the time you got to merge, you tried to find yourself in a place of comfort where you're actually protected by numbers. Not because you're playing an exceptional game. Yes, you're strong. Yes, you could fish. But trust me, big moves on your part, no. The one thing that actually brought you down each and every time, and I told you this I don't know how many times, talk less, listen more. You speak to people without respect. You speak to people as if they're children. You speak to people in a very rude manner. She doesn't. The outwitting part, right? Your social game stunk. My vote, nah. I'm telling you right now.
Shanae, do you want to weigh in on this?
Tom, I obviously spent all of my Survivor game with you, so I know the way you played, and I think everyone knows the way I feel about you. But, Jean, I need you to convince me to vote for you rather than Tom, and why should I do that?
It's a hard thing, because as I say, I do have an abrasive, abrupt personality. I can be overbearing, and I know it. I'll own my stuff. And I'm exceptionally proud to be here. And if I can give somebody at home who's thinking, I can never enter Survivor, I'm too fat, or I'm not fit enough, or I'm too short, that to take a chance and that maybe you can change along the way and sit in this position.
Vanessa.
When PK started, he spoke about moves. And of course, Survivor is a game of moves. On the day that I was voted out, I had a hidden immunity idol. And you guys don't know that over there.
What?
And today I came on to Tribal Council wearing my hidden immunity idol around my neck. Because to me, it symbolizes some of the regrets that I have, no doubt, but wearing them proudly, the same way I wear my victories. So, the one question that I want to ask to both of you, what are the regrets that you guys have? And more importantly, do you wear those regrets proudly?
My regret sometimes is that I came into the game with some naivety, which is strange because playing Survivor, watching it for so long, you know, it's a game of strategy, backstabbing, lying, and not trusting a single person. What do I do when I get here? I trust everybody. Who am I? I work in news media. I am cynical by nature. And I came into this game and I started to trust people more than I should have. I'm not 100% that it's a regret, but I wish that it was by cool design and that I had these slick moves. But it kind of happened by accident a lot of the time. That little luck thing landed every time.
Right. Tom, you want to answer that as well?
Yes, please. The few things that I regret in this game. The first one was losing what I thought was my best friend here. I honestly thought that you were my best buddy. Really, you were my BFF. And somehow or another, I managed to screw that up. And I'm truly sorry about that. My biggest regret was I broke a promise. And he's not here, but I hope that he'll forgive me. So yeah, I'll wear around my regrets every day.
Tony, you're burning to say something.
I'm glad Werner has been brought up because my biggest regret is actually trusting Werner. So it's strange how you regret voting him out, but I'm like, yes, thank you. Because you guys vindicated me because I told him from the start, you and her were not to be trusted. And he didn't listen and it ended him out. Never mind out of the game, he's out of the jury. Johnny, unfortunately, taking him out the jury made you lose my vote. So for me, it was just that you stabbed the guy. Own up to it, look him in the eye, and like, have it out. Take the risk of having him sit here, and don't be a coward.
It's funny because your reaction to it yesterday was, yes, thank you for not sending me home. It just seemed like too big of a risk to put Werner there when I didn't know which side of the fence he would fall on.
So, John, are you claiming that you were the downfall of the Don, of Werner?
No, not at all. I might have been slow to wake up to the Werner thing, but I had to wait for the right time. He had to not have his idol. He had to be vulnerable. Somebody else had to win the immunity. Again, the luck. The stuff had to all line up.
So I'll ask the question again. Were you the downfall of the Don?
I was part of it, but it wasn't a one-way thing, not at all.
I have a question for Tom.
Yes.
You've never broken your word to any of the people you said you wouldn't write down. I was the first person. Why did you decide to break that trust with me and not Werner?
I made a promise to him that I really didn't want to break.
Yeah.
And you came to me and you said to me that you are now willing to break up the top three, regardless of the conversations that we've had. And that immediately gave me doubt in my mind that, would you keep your promise to me if you're so willing to change over from somebody that you've been in an alliance with since almost day one?
So it was a strategy and it worked out for you exactly the way you wanted it to work out.
No.
I mean, well, no, but look where you're sitting.
Yes,
So
I'm
do you
sitting
claim
in
that
a really
as-
good spot, but I would have liked it if we had just kept our words and it was done.
Of course, but then you probably wouldn't have sat there next to John. I can appreciate the blind side and I respect it, and I just wanted to hear from your side if you can claim that as a big move in your game.
It had to be.
Because the people here don't see you as a very strategic player. So I'm pleading his case that it's, yeah.
Vanessa, go.
John, towards the end, 2 challenges back to back. Do you feel that you won those challenges because of luck or because they were the right challenges at the right time? Or it was the only time where you had the will to win? From the time when you got to merge, you were already in a comfortable position. You had parasited yourself to the right hosts and you could afford to relax and sort of had the privilege to chill a bit under the shelter as you did, right?
So those 2 challenges that I won back to back was twofold. They had the elements that suited me at the right time, and again, luck. And the second part was that the field had been thinned, and that you weren't there, and Bussy wasn't there, and Tony wasn't there, and PK wasn't there, and Kansika wasn't there. The part about sitting in the shelter is I learned from the first round to avoid things that could create conflict. It was a strategy for me to sit. That's not naturally what I do. I had to. It was part of the play.
PK.
John, I just want to find out, are you saying not doing anything is a strategy? Like, are those trees behind you strategic? Like,
I'm sorry, say again? Strategic.
Are you saying that not doing anything is a strategy?
If it looked like I was doing nothing, it kind of was a strategy, but obviously it went too far if it looked like I was being lazy. That's too much.
All right, so let's move on to the outlast part. I'll give you guys a moment to think about that, and then we'll get to it. Tom and John, one thing is clear. You two have outlasted everyone, and you're sitting where you are. The question is whether or not the members of the jury respect the game you've played up until this point. If you think they haven't, this is your last chance to convince them otherwise.
When I first started this game, I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. I dug deep, and I fought hard. And I fought hard for every single challenge that I had. We got to merge, and I thought to myself, my standard way of living, my standard way of survival in this game is making me a very tall tree. And I'm catching so much wind. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? The tall tree that has been catching all this wind maybe needs to hide in a forest where there's other trees that people could look at. And that's exactly what I did. I hid. I had to morph myself from who I am, a commanding officer of an anti-poaching unit. A guy that cannot take any ever. And I've got to take that away. And I've got to be a lapdog, almost. So I lapdog for a while. And I wait. And I made my move. And this is where I sit today. I put my heart into this. And I will not lie down. I will not go quietly into that night. I will rage. I will work harder. I will dig deeper. And I will never quit. I will never tap out. And that's why I deserve your vote.
Thank you, Tom. John.
The outlast one of those three pillars is kind of the most obvious, because if you're sitting here, you did it. But the outlast for me came in hand with the luck. Every time I was really in trouble, some big thing happened to avert focus. So my outlast luck, that's what happened to me. I'm not better than him. I'm not better than anyone here. Maybe I'm luckier. I don't know whether that will give me a vote for R1 million, but I'm an underdog. And I'm a little bit of a scrappy fighter. And I hold on like a parasite. Call it what you want. Outlast for me, it was the easiest of them, but it wasn't all my doing.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Tom. Well, that's it. You've said all that can be said. And now, it's up to the jury. This time you'll be voting for the person you think deserves the title of sole survivor and the money that goes along with it. Shanae, you're up first.
Your opponent, I don't think he deserves to be there in the first place.
I'll get the votes. Before I go, I want to thank each of you for playing this game as hard as you have. And here's a reminder, none of you leave empty-handed because you've experienced the greatest game on earth. I'll see you back home in South Africa for the reading of the votes and the announcement of the winner. Have a good night, everybody. What an incredible season. And what an amazing cast, right? Before I read the votes, I want to say something. I want to say thank you to all of you because you guys came and you played this game the way it's meant to be played. Hard. And you left everything on the floor, blood, sweat, and tears. And you honored the greatest game by playing your hearts out. Thank you for doing that. It made for some gripping television. Yeah. But in the end, there can be only one sole survivor. And it is time to find out who that is. There are 7 votes. You need 4 to win. I'll read the votes. First vote. Tom. 1 vote, Tom. John. 1 vote, Tom. 1 vote, John. Tom. 2 votes, Tom. 1 vote, John. Tom. 3 votes, Tom. 1 vote, John. The winner of Survivor SA Philippines, Tom! Survivor SA Philippines, Tom Swartz, walking away with 1 million rand and the title of Sole Survivor, as well as a Huawei prize package worth 125,000 rand. After the break, we chat to the rest of the castaways, and later on, we announce the fan favorite of the season, plus a huge surprise. You're watching Mnet.